All right, let's get into this because this is an incredible story. It's about a champion's return to the winner's circle at one of golf's most iconic and, frankly, most demanding courses. This one's got everything: wind, a long, agonizing wait, and a will to win that was tested right to the absolute limit. So we're going to start with a quote that sounds, well, kind of weird, doesn't it? Here you have a player at the top of his game, in the final, crucial moments of a massive tournament, and he's actively trying not to think about golf. But to really understand why that was the secret sauce to his victory, we gotta rewind a bit. You see, for Collin Morikawa, a two-time major champion, this wasn't just another Sunday on the course. This was the potential end of a really long, really frustrating wait for another win, and you could feel the pressure from a mile away. 28 months. Just let that sink in for a second. That's over 2 years that one of the absolute best players in the world had been searching for a win on the PGA Tour. A stretch of time just filled with close calls and sky-high expectations that, up until this day, just hadn't been met. Yeah, his last victory was all the way back in October of 2023 in Japan. Since then, he teed it up 45 times, 45, without lifting a trophy. So when he rolled up to Pebble Beach in February 2026, that winless streak was the story everyone was talking about. But here's the thing, snapping a streak like that was never going to be easy. And especially not on this day, at this course. Pebble Beach decided it was going to throw everything it had, and then some, at these guys. The final round was just pure chaos. Seriously, the wind was absolutely howling off the Pacific, making every single shot a total guessing game. The leaderboard was like a revolving door. I'm talking 6 different players had a piece of the lead at some point. The guy who started the day on top, he stumbled, and the door was kicked wide open. And just when you thought things couldn't get any more intense, the best player in the world, Scottie Scheffler, decided to start a charge for the history books. 3. That's how many eagles Scottie Scheffler made in his final round. It's a staggering number. In fact, he became the first player in the entire history of the PGA Tour to ever do that in a single round at Pebble Beach. He was just playing a different sport than everyone else. And the scale of this comeback was just mind-boggling. Scheffler started the day 8 shots behind Morikawa. 8! You're not supposed to come back from that. He then goes out and shoots an unbelievable 9 under 63, and by the time he walked off the 18th green, he was shockingly tied for the lead. And Morikawa knew it. Of course he did. He's out there on the course, seeing these scores go up on the leaderboard. He knew he was being hunted down by the best player on the planet. Can you even imagine the extra layer of pressure that adds to an already nerve-wracking situation? Okay, so all of this, the wind, the pressure, the 28 months, it all brings us to the famous 18th hole at Pebble Beach, where everything came down to one crucial, agonizing moment. So he hits a great drive, splits the fairway, perfect position, and then he has to wait for 20 solid minutes. His playing partner was in some trouble down on the beach, and all Morikawa could do was stand there in the cold wind with the entire tournament hanging in the balance and just wait. And this right here is where that quote from the beginning comes full circle. Instead of stewing on the shot, overthinking it, he actively fought to clear his head. He paced back and forth, looked at the waves, the cliffs, pretty much anything to escape the pressure cooker of that moment. And when the time finally came to hit, he delivered one of the best shots of his entire life. Just a towering 4-iron from 235 yards away. He had to aim it out over the Pacific Ocean and just trust that that whipping wind was going to bring it back to the green. And it was absolutely perfect. The shot that sealed the deal. You can just feel the relief after that shot, can't you? After he two-putted to lock up the victory, it was just immediate and so incredibly real. All that pressure, all that waiting, finally released in one moment. I mean, who can't relate to that feeling? But here's the thing. This victory wasn't just about ending a winless streak. No, it represented something way bigger. A fundamental shift in perspective for Morikawa himself. He talked about it afterwards, this whole new outlook he'd found. He'd made a conscious decision to separate the intense, technical focus of his job from the simple joy of just living life. To get back to playing golf for the fun of it, and remembering that his identity isn't defined just by the numbers on a scorecard. And this new perspective wasn't just some mental trick he was playing on himself. Nope, there was a beautiful reason for it. During his victory speech, right there with the trophy, he announced that he and his wife are going to be parents. A brand new chapter was beginning. And suddenly, everything else falls into place, doesn't it? And that really leaves us with this final thought. In those moments of extreme pressure, what truly leads to success? Is it the thousands and thousands of hours spent on the range perfecting a swing? Or is it the ability to find a moment of calm, to think about anything else but golf, and just let your talent take over? Morikawa's win at Pebble Beach? Well, it makes a pretty powerful case for the latter.